Hello everyone. In this e-lesson, I'm going to quickly show you how to create or set up your Canvas course. So there are 5 things that I'm going to show you, like how to create a home page, and also how to create pages, how to create assignments, how to create discussion, and how to create modules. So what I did is I have pulled up, this is my Canvas sandbox. So each of you should have a sandbox, when you log into Canvas, but you could also request a development course shell, that you can use to build your course. And you will see instructions on that in this particular, course. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into pages. So, when you log in, you see there's nothing in there. So any course should have a home page, right? Something that, oh, actually, you know what? Let me go to view all pages. Looks like there is like one page that is already here, which I'm going to remove and delete. So I'm just gonna start from here. So like default, when I click on pages, do you see I have like this plus page options? I'm gonna click on that, and I'm gonna say, for example, let's say I'm going to say maybe digital citizenship 101 or whatever your course number is. Okay, so that's my course title. Then I'm gonna say again digital citizenship, then course instructor Florence Martin, and then you can have anything else you want. Actually, usually you see instructions like course navigation, how if you want to give any information, course overview, course goals, right? Any of this information you can, and you could also bring in visuals if you want. But let me just play with the coloring a little bit, and then maybe these can just be bold, and this can be maybe much larger. Oops, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, I was looking for font size. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so that's a big. So that's just like, and then do you see the save option and save and publish? If you don't want to publish yet, you can just say save. Um, and then, so there is my page. I've just created a page. I know it looks like, there's nothing in there. You could put in text. You could go back and edit. And then, if I decide I want to bring in images, you click on, like, for example, I want to embed an image. Let's see. I don't know if there are any images. Actually, you know what? I could use my profile picture under course instructor just to put some, like for the course instructor, I could do that. So do you see how I brought in the picture? And then again, you have every time you have the option to save and publish. So you could put any content that you want. So I did hit save and publish this time. So you say here it sees in green, you see that it is already published. So if you go click on that again, you can unpublish it. When you unpublish it, students can't see it. Okay, so you want to make sure that it has to be published. So there is my home page. So again, I'm not going to take the time to fully populate it. I'm going to go to view all pages. So I have only one page. You can create any number of pages. For example, I'm going to say module 1 overview. Okay. So module 1 overview, module 1 learning objectives, module 1 learning activities, whatever you want to put in the first in your module 1 overview. So there's my module 1 page. I'm going back to view all pages. So another thing you have to keep in mind, like so you're creating pages, but then to set a page as your front page, if you click on these 3 dotted dots, do you see use as front page? You want to click on that, use as front page. So now it, like when you go to select something as your front page, you'll have that option. So that's where, so I've shown you an example how to create a couple of pages. So now I'm going to go back to home. And then, so on the home page, do you see I have an option here called choose home page? So I'm going to click on that, choose home page. and it already, selected the page for me, Digital Citizenship 101. I'm going to choose pages front page. If you want to change it, you have the option to change. Click there and go choose another page that you want for your front page. But I'm just going to like choose, click, whatever I already selected and say save. If you see, you also have the option to choose any of these as your home, like, home page, like course modules directly. But I think, having like a visually appealing page is always nice, like before you just directly get them into the modules. So do you see how, so now if students click on home page, that page will show up. So that was pages. So the next thing I had on the agenda, so actually we looked at two things, pages and creating a home page. We're going to look at assignments. So let's click on assignments. So under assignments, again, do you see the plus assignment option? So you just click on that. And then I'm going to say maybe project one. So, and then in this project, the student will, whatever you want, and you can give it how many ever points, 50 points. Submission type online, and you have to choose, remember to choose. I usually choose file uploads. Like if you just want them to type text or website URL, you could do that too. I like it, students attaching files. Enable verified submissions, like maybe when you do your research paper, I might do this. So this is like the plagiarism checker. So how much of the stuff is original. And then I'm not going to choose this here, but you could, like if you have a group assignment you want to do, this is where you will click, and then, under people, you can set up groups. Okay. Or remember we did peer reviews, so that's something you would choose here. Okay. And then you have an option to choose the date. So let's just say April 30th. 11:59 p.m. You also have the option to choose when to when the assignment is available. I usually make it open, students want to see what's coming up ahead. I think it's like, nice option to have. So that's it, so project one assignment is now created. I know, like, I haven't provided the details, but that's there. And so there's something called a speed grader. So when you grade, like when assignments have come in, you can click on that, and then you can, like, download all the assignments, and then, you can grade from there. So that's what speed graders. I'm going to go back into edit one more time. Okay, just to show you. Yeah, everything looks okay. Okay. Let's see what's up to add. Oh, that's just if you want to assign it to like a specific group. Okay. Okay, so that's assignments. And the next one was discussions. I had discussions on the list. So there's discussions. So I'm going to create a discussion one, discussion one. In this discussion, you have to be very clear in the instructions you give, by what date you want your students to post, what are your prompts, like if you want responses, what are the responses, all that stuff you want to do. Okay. And then again, if you're doing groups, like how if you have a lot of students, I don't like more than 10 students in a discussion because it gets really, it's a lot. Okay. So I'm going to do like an end date, maybe March 31st. Okay. And then I'm going to save and publish. So there is an example discussion ready for you now, and it's already published. So we did assignments and discussions. So let's go to modules. So right now it's grayed out. Anything that's grayed means you don't have any information yet. Okay, so let's click on modules. When we create one, it'll automatically add it. So I'm going to click on create a module. You can click here or you can click here. Okay, so I'm going to call it as module one, right? I usually do a module 0 or a getting started, but I'm going to do a module 1 in this case. So, and do you see the plus icon? So you can like start adding items to the module. So for example, what I'm going to do is, uh, I think I had a page, right? I'm going to first add the module 1 overview page. So you can all go to pages, create it, and then bring it in, or you could even create from here. Do you see the new page? You can click on new page, give a page name, and then you can go edit it. So you could do it either way. Okay. If you like everything created and then bring it in, you could do it, or you could like just create right from this window. And then I know I created a discussion one. So I'm going to add that. And then I also created a assignment. I called it as project one. So I'm going to add that. So do you see, as simple as that. So module is where you bring it all together. And if I want another module, I just say And you can also keep modules locked. Do you see lock until? So if you click on that, it won't show up for the students until the date. Again, I believe, like, making them open and available for the students. I actually did a research study on that, on the adaptivity. When you open it, I didn't find a significant difference, opening it right in time, or opening it ahead of time. So but that's just from one class, that a study, small study that I did. So that is like modules. And do you see these icons? So you want to also make sure that they are published. If they are not published, students are not going to be able to see. So do you see the different levels where you have to publish? The items have to be published, and then the module has to be published. And then when you go to your home page, you see this publish option? That also has to be clicked. So three times you're publishing at the item level, at the module level, and then also at the course level. Only then students are going to see. There's one more thing I want to show you, just the navigation. When courses have all these options available for the students, it gets confusing. Sometimes you have options to these like links called files. You click on it, you can see every single file in the course. It's distracting. So what I recommend when students are designing courses is to make sure you make only the items that are available, that are needed for your students, as available. And this will give us a chance to also look at the settings menu. So if you scroll all the way down, do you see this option called settings? So click on settings, and then under settings, again, this is where you choose home page. If you want your course to have a home, like not home page, sorry, choose an image. Like on the dashboard, how the course can have like an image. So that's where it is. I'm not going to go look for an image now. If I had one handy, I would have. Um, so I'm actually, what I was going to show here is, so there are a variety of settings here, course start date, end date, private, copy, like, by default it is set to be private, copyrighted. But like, do you see there are some options here? Course details, and there's one called sections, there's one called navigation. So this is the one I was going to show you. But then under apps, so this is where if you want to bring in external apps, you can, like, install some. Search by name and you can install. But default, these apps are um, installed, which means you can embed them. And then there's also a feature option. So let's go to navigation. And so under navigation, right now, if you see, there's this long list at the top, and there is this, like, a bottom list, which by default is hidden from the students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dragging some of these. Okay, that I think, I'm not going to use purchase course material, my career. WebEx, you could keep it open if you think you will do synchronous sessions. Same with media. I don't do attendance online. I'm going to do chat, conferences. I don't do quizzes. So, whatever I don't do, people, we can keep it open. I'm going to take away. Yeah. And then even the ones that I want, I'd like to reorganize. I think modules should come right after announcements. Um, Discussions, actually we can move pages. I don't want pages, because if you are using the module functionality, you're kind of already setting a path for the students. Otherwise, if you have all the other options, students can get confused clicking here and there. Syllabus, outcomes, I don't think I need that. But once you move that, don't forget to scroll all the way down. I think this is not very intuitive. It's all the way down, the save button, so you have to click on that. Okay, so now if you look on the left, do you see how you're not seeing all of it? It's like several of it is grayed out, and several of it is hidden. Announcement is grayed out because we don't have an announcement yet. So if you want an announcement, again, same way, like click like, test announcement, and then you can do it. And then you could also, like, what I like is, with the announcement is you could delay, and you could, like, put in a date and a time. So maybe if I'm traveling tomorrow and I want the announcement to go tomorrow, but I want to create it today, you can, and just set it for that time, and then students will get it at the time that you want. So I like that. And then to see who are the students, I'm going to just say leave. I don't want to send it. I don't, yeah, I'm the only person in this course, so even if I do it, it'll come only to me. But then I'm not sending myself an announcement. So that is a quick look, of Canvas. It's pretty straightforward. I hope this e-lesson helps you in each of you, like, getting your own shelf. And when you send it to me, make sure you publish it, and then you go to people, and then in people, like, do you see, like, you have a chance to add people? So under there, use my email address. So actually, I have like an alias, which is florence.martin. You don't want to add that. So you want to add florence.fmartin3 at uncc.edu. Okay, I probably can't add myself again. And then you can give me a student role if you want me to see your course as a student. And then, just say next, and it'll automatically invite invite me, and you'll see me there. Okay, thank you, and I hope you enjoy this. Okay, bye.